This is a problem, an important one, but why? Carbon dioxide contains one carbon atom and two oxygens, each double bonded. It's here where a lot of energy can be stored. Keep that in mind. CO2 is usually associated with global warming, but global warming is actually caused by the greenhouse effect. This happens because UV rays from the sun go through the atmosphere and hit the surface of the earth, but are reflected back as infrared rays. Since the infrared rays have a larger wavelength than the UV rays, they cannot all pass back through the atmosphere in space. So, all of that extra energy is absorbed into greenhouse gases like CO2, which there seems to be a lot of up there. This causes the molecules to become excited, move around, and bump into each other, turning kinetic energy into thermal energy, causing, wait for it, all of that extra heat in the atmosphere is trapped. The heat goes in, but can't get out. This isn't exactly a problem, since life on Earth would not have existed if not for the greenhouse effect. It becomes a problem when humans are releasing it in such quantities by burning fossil fuels that humans and animals alike cannot adapt to the accelerated change in temperature. In addition, all of the extra heat goes into the oceans, which can have a number of extremely negative effects. A major problem caused by CO2 emissions is the eutrophication of coastal waters and lakes. That's a big sciencey word, but eutrophication literally translates to good nourishment becoming. It's an easy concept to understand. When CO2 enters the water, that allows more plants to metabolize photosynthetic reactions, and algae and surface-bearing plants reproduce because of the overnourishment of CO2. The more CO2, the more algae in the water. This is a problem because it covers the water in a thick greenery that can cause the water to acidify by adding dissolved CO2 as a byproduct of cellular respiration. This complex diagram shows what happens when water is more acidic. Unhealthy bones cause unhealthy organisms which die and decrease the population. This would result in the aquatic food chain being significantly altered. Following this chain eventually leads to humans, of which coastal communities rely on across the world for food and money. Increased CO2 also deoxidizes the water under the algae, represented by this complex diagram. Less oxygen causes marine creatures to suffocate and die. This all sucks, but we can do something about it. We need to stop releasing CO2. We need to come together to use clean energy sources like solar, wind, and nuclear. It can start right here in the US of A if we convert the country to clean energy. As a leader in innovation and science, we should push for a cleaner future.